Diana completely changed from the previous season, choosing to move behind Monet's brutal treatment of her even though it was clear that the past will always follow her. Did she lose sight of the fact that she was leading the plot to kill Monet? Everything was going to blow up in her face someday, and there was no way it could have exploded except over a Tejada family dinner. Diana's early season reveal surprised me, but it just makes things more chaotic. With Cane and Monet on one side and Dru and Diana on the other, a clear division will be made, which puts the Tejada family in an exciting position going ahead. Furthermore, it happens at a moment when Monet is attempting to strike out on her own and feels more disposable than ever. Cane is put in an awkward situation by that, particularly as he approaches Noma. Will he remain at her side? All he has is his mother, so why would he go crawl back to her? There are a plethora of possible outcomes, and in their disarray, they are unaware that Tarek is still pursuing them. When Tarek made the decision to return to the game, he didn't appear to be driven by a desire for vengeance, and while it remains a simmering thought, it is still there. Tarek has always desired the freedom to choose how he wants to live and die. This desire dates back to his early years. One of the main problems in his connection with his parents was that he was always of the opinion that he knew what was best for him, and he didn't want other people to dictate to him what he should do or become. While it's natural to feel irritated when someone makes decisions for you, that's just a fact of life. Things are beyond our control at times, and sometimes, even though you can't see it now, it's ultimately better for you. Tarek was dangerously close to achieving his goals, and when you combine that with a group of opposition snatching away his freedom of choice, you have Tarek St. Patrick on the offensive, prepared to leave his mark again and defeat his adversaries again. After being deceived, Ghost and Tommy are attempting to rebuild their company while remaining cautious of everyone in their vicinity, including one another. However, they work things out and take a step that positions them well in the long run, up until the inevitable obstacle that causes everything to collapse once more gets in the path. As of right now, Power Book 2, although Ghost is a whole different species, this had a very nostalgic feel to it. Tommy and Ghost are even mentioned, which strengthens my argument. The next phase was finding out how to get back into the game after Tarek and Braden decided they were tired of pretending to be kids at school and fighting and scheming to receive minimum wage, at least for Tarek. As I've noted before, Tarek has been fortunate in a lot of ways. However, he was aware that neither a chance encounter nor anything being thrust upon him would occur. Furthermore, by putting him and Braden on the defensive, the series was having him strive for this new connection, which I could respect. Tarek and Braden have to be ranked quite high if we're going to begin ranking the ionic power duos. They've experienced numerous ups and downs, just like the other duos, but when they're up big. Their chat about keeping things 100 between them and ending the secrets felt like it would eventually come back to haunt them, but for the time being, they seemed to want to make things work. It was a brief little moment. To function, they also require them. Without one another, they are powerless. Tarek was wise to enlist Davis' assistance, particularly since he was unemployed at the time. Someone like Davis, with his ears all over the streets, might be able to at least steer them in the proper direction. Zion was not very good. He was all bluster and never even attempted to hide it when he took that brief meeting, which seemed to be little more than a pretext to assess a more diminutive form of James St. Patrick. Why should Zion trust Tarek and Braden when he has every right to reject their offer? The St. Patrick name may get you in the door, but it won't guarantee you a seat at the table, and he doesn't know them from anyone else on the street. It was a fantastic assessment of Ghost's essence that he would be prepared to address an issue before it arose. Ghost was a born problem solver you have to be if you want to do what he did. Here, in their post-coital glow in the dorm rooms, Effie and Cane began blissfully, and that ought to have been the first indication that things would quickly spiral out of control. I apologize, but Effie has a poor reputation that she deserves. She has never been reliable and always prioritizes Effie, despite the fact that occasionally